Magandang araw po sa inyo mga kabansa. Kayo ay nasa iparas kay paras. At ito yung lingkod, Paglilawan na nagbubungan ng pagbati para sa ating sekretary.
Magandang hapon po, Palingado. Magandang hapon mga kababayan. At of course, obviously, lalong lumala ang ating bansa. Dahil papakitang nagpapabilib itong Marcos na after natalo yung kanyang mga senador, out of 12, lilima lang yung nanalo at bumagsak pa ng gusto yung kanyang trust rating, nagkukunwari paring Ado na magbabago daw ang takbo ng bansa. Parang una, reconciliation, tapos sinundan niya ng pagpapatanggal ng kanyang mga ika nga kabinete through what he calls resignation, courtesy resignation. Pero may sinasabi itong tao na ito, ang pangalan niya ay Llamas. Ito yung notorious na ni Noynoy Aquino. Ito yung notorious. Isa ito sa nagpabagsak ng trust rating ni Noynoy. Ito rin nagpabagsak ng gobyerno ni Noynoy. Kasi ito yun, political advisor. Pero very bad example ito, pare. Nagdala ng mga armas at nahuli. Caught in the act. Tapos, ito naman, identified ito sa akbayan. He is even rumored to be the boyfriend of this senator na masyadong pumapapil ngayon. Pero, nahuli, caught in the act, tapos, illegal possession of firearms, tapos, ngayon, akala mo kung sinong napakagaling na commentator or political analyst daw siya. Pero, alam mo, mga kababayan, nagsama-sama na ngayon ang dilawan, ang piklawan, at ang pulahan. So, there is now a merger of the Marcos group and the Akbayan group, the Dilima group, the Marrojas group, and of course, itong si, very prominent member ng Akbayan, ito si, anong pangalan nito? Ronald Llamas, ay tuwang-tuwa na magkasama na sila ngayon, pare. They are now the new clique. Pero, mukhang trumaydor ito si Llamas, pare. Pakinggan natin itong komentaryo ni Llamas.
Bakit mo i-demoralize at i-confuse yung iyong mga officers? At bakit mo bibigyan ng bala yung iyong mga kalaban? Yun yung medyo hindi ko maintindihan. Yung mga offer mo ng reconciliation, wala na yun eh. Hindi tinanggap yung iyong offer of reconciliation. Diba? In the first place, bakit mo in-offer? Alam mo rin naman na too much assassination threats, too much ICC arrest under the bridge. Huwag mo na ipahiya yung sarili mo. Diba? Huwag mo lang bigyan ng pagkakataon yung mga kalaban mo na ikis-kis sa mukha mo yung offer mo na reconciliation.
Sa dami ng mga episodes na ginagawa namin, making comments dito sa mga kabulastugan ng sinasabi nitong stalwart ng Akbayan, itong Ronald Llamas, na siya yung nagsira ng administrasyon ni Noynoy. Suddenly, bumanat kay Marcos. Mayroon kayang hiningi ito na hindi na ibigay ni Marcos? Kasi suddenly he was telling the truth. After telling so many lies about his commentaries, he suddenly became truthful. And it's now saying that Ha? Napapahiya yung mukha mo, Marcos, dahil sa mga pinaggagawa mo, according to Ronald Llamas. Pare, ano masasabi mo dito sa bunal-nal na ito?
Parang nagtatampo na hindi maintindihan.
No? Because out of the blue, he was praising Marcos, he was praising his group, na there is a silent merger with the Marcos administration. Suddenly, he became so truthful and was able to criticize Marcos, and which is really, for the first time, he's telling the truth about yung mga kabulastugan lang ni Marcos dito sa kanyang pagbalasa ng mga pero ang sinasabi ng mga tao, ito ay bunga, ito lahat ng mga abala ni Marcos ngayon, pakitang tao, ay nanggaling ito sa impeachment ni Sara Duterte. Unang-una, pakinggan natin si Marcos, mga kababayan. Yung sinasabi niyang tea in the teacup lang daw yung impeachment. Okay, pakinggan natin siya nung una na ayaw daw niya ng impeachment. Okay. According to my pare, he must have been in a lucid interval. Kasi mukhang it's either naka-take ng bago or nakatulog ng mahimbing. Kaya fresh na fresh yung utak niya. Nagsasabi siya ng totoo. Pero mayroon naman siyang sinasabi ngayon na wala na daw control siya tungkol sa impeachment. At ito daw ay independent daw yung House, independent daw yung Senado. At we cannot control. Tapos, after that, sinasabi niya, which is very inconsistent and which is very untruthful, dahil hindi naman tayo maniniwala. Unang-una, si Chis Escudero, kaya nga naging Senate President yan dahil tinulak niya. Siyempre, he talked to the members of the Senate na si Escudero ang gawin nating Senate President in replacement of Miguel Zubiri. On the other hand, yung Speaker of the House, there can never be a Speaker of the House without the bas-bas, without the go signal of the President of the Philippines.
Pinsan niya yun. Ha?
Pinsan pa niya yun. So, these are all bullshit yung sinasabi niyang, I have no control over them.
But Martin Romualdez, ha?
But it's the other way around. It's the cousin, the Speaker, who has control over him. Huh? And this will be shown from this statement of Marcos. Ito, pakinggan natin itong sinasabi niyang he never want to have an impeachment. Ito, pakinggan natin ito.
I didn't want impeachment. Lahat ng kakampi ko sa Kongreso hindi nag-file ng impeachment complaint. Yung mga nag-file ng impeachment complaint, hindi mo masasabing kaya kong utusan o pagsabihan na ito yung gagawin mo.
Lek-lek mo, Marcos! Ha? Mga kakampi mo, hindi nag-file. Pero, yung mga iba, hindi mo mapagsabihan. Bakit? Ngayon ba, ang anak ng isang ama ay hindi sinusundan ang ama? Bakit kaya hindi sumusunod yung anak sa ama? Dahil may respeto ba ang anak or walang respeto? Pare, ano masasabi mo?
Si Sandro unang pumirma ng impeachment.
Precisely. So, sinasabi niya, yung mga kakampi niya, na ba napapakiusapan niya, pero yung mga hindi niya kakampi ay hindi niya makontrol na nag-file ng impeachment. Pero ano masabi mo dito sa kasinungalingan na ito, nitong Bangag Marcos Jr., pare? Yung anak niya, ibig niya sabihin, hindi niya kakampi yung anak niya.
Sumunod sa
dahil number one na pumirma sa impeachment, hindi sumunod sa kanya.
Oo.
Ha? Oo.
So, kanino sumusunod ang anak mo? Sa pinsan mo?
Oh.
Ganun ba? Ano yung ba? Anong
baka kasi yung
narrative to?
Yung anak niya nakikita siguro siya na hindi good example na magulang, sumusway. Siguro that's the only explanation dahil sabi niya, yung mga hindi niya kakampi, hindi sumusunod. So, hindi niya kakampi yung anak niya.
Wala connection doon sa mga narratives na pinagpapasa-pasa niya. Kaya interconnect.
So, alam mo, incoherent talaga parati ito. Noong una, he was in a lucid interval. Ito naman, parang naging non-compos mentis ang nangyari dito. Ha? Oh. So, ang napag-usapan ngayon, after all this hula-balo, this shenanigan, this balasa-balasa, tapos wala namang binalasa, binalikte. He just went into the process. He just went into the motion. Kunyari, pagbabaguhin yung for the sake of reform, pero wala namang reforma. Unang-una, yung Finance Committee na, yung financial advisors niya, yung mga recto, yung mga pangandaman. Retain. Yung mga kanyang mga kaplater, yung kakampi niya na nagsagawa ng kidnapping ni Duterte, binalik din niya. Oh. So, sino palang tinatanggal? Ha? Oh, what's the purpose in going into motion? That's exactly what Llamas was saying. Na for the first time, after we have spoken against Llamas for always telling lies, for the first time, he is now telling the truth. And of course, sinalungat niya ang mga grupo niya for saying na Marcos is a nonsensical person. Now, going into the impeachment, ang issue ngayon paring Ado, kung matutuloy ba ang impeachment, does Sara have the numbers to impeach her? And since June 2 was supposed to be the time that the impeachment will be taken up, it was postponed by Escudero to June 11. And so many now are ganging up on Escudero. And one of them is this guy na nakikisawsaw pa rin. Itong kumag na ito, dating Senate President, dating Senador, gustong sumawsaw, interview dito, interview roon. At kung ano-anong pinagsasabi na hindi naman niya pinag-aralan, abogado ka siya. Pero, nung una, sabi niya, I'm sure Sara will not be impeached. Ngayon, he's talking of a different tune. Ito, pakinggan natin itong Mr. Drillo na ito, na nakisawsaw. Kasi, kung gusto niya makisawsaw, bakit hindi siya tumakbo? Mahilig itong tumakbo sa Senado. Why of all times, hindi siya tumakbo ngayon? Was he afraid that he will no longer be re-elected as senator? Oh.
There you are, yes.
All right, Senator, good morning once again. Let's start over. Good morning.
Good morning, Karen. Thank you for having me today.
All right. Now, I think it's important that we set the tone and make our viewers understand what does this exactly mean. With Senate President Cheese Escudero moving the reading of the charges from June 2 to June 11, which is the last day of the 19th Congress. What does this mean for the impeachment case?
At bottom, it is a question of whether or not the impeachment complaint filed in the 11th Congress and
19th Congress.
In the 19th.
19th.
Sorry. 19th. Yes, the question is whether or not the impeachment complaint filed in the 19th Congress and where under the Constitution the hearing must start and which were tried immediately can cross over to the 20th Congress, because from the way the calendar is presented by the Senate President, they cannot finish the impeachment trial. Question, can the, I repeat, question, would the 20th Congress have the authority to continue the impeachment trial? In my personal view, there is basis to continue the trial in the 20th Congress. Why? Number one, the Senate is a continuing body, and the impeachment court has its own calendar and can be argued to be a continuing body. Second, under our Constitution, the obligation to try the case continues until it is decided. And it does not mention about one Congress or the other. Yes, I admit this is a question of first impression, but in my view, there is enough basis to argue that the impeachment trial can cross over to the next Congress. I repeat, the Senate is a continuing body. The impeachment court has its own life and its own calendar, and it is under the Constitution, it is the obligation of the Senate to try the impeachment court and try the impeachment complaint. And the Senate, I repeat, is a continuing body, and that's an accepted tradition and legal proposition in the Senate.
Ito si Frank Drilon, with due respect, kinalawang na yung utak nito. Unang-una, matagal na yan siyang out of the limelight. At alam mo, ito si Frank Drilon, I have a very bad memory about this guy. Dahil alam mo, paring Ado, during the time when I was a member of Congress, may mga malaki kaming kasamang mga grupo. It all started with the hearing of the Committee on Justice on the anomalies committed by Chief Justice Hilario Davide. Nagkaroon ng hearing, there were COA reports that were presented, and it was, the committee was able to establish that Davide was committing graft and corruption. Yung mga kortina, yung mga renovation sa Baguio ng mga mansion and everything, yung mga anak niya ang nakikialam. So, the Committee on Justice was able to establish that Davide is bound to be impeached. And because of that, marami kaming pumirma. Manong Noli Puentevilla, yan, si Gibo, si Escudero. Kasama namin yan doon sa impeachment kay Harry Roque.
So nakarating doon yung proseso ng impeachment?
We were able to get more than 1/3.
Bah.
So, there was a maneuver by the Venecia na makikialam dahil bata ito si Drilon ni Macapagal Arroyo. Macapagal Arroyo was trying to dissuade. But since we were already decided, a majority of us, kasama namin si Dilangalen, si Noli Puentevilla, si Manong Raul Gonzales, and we're about more than 1/3. So, we were ready to transfer the impeachment. Itong hindot na ito, Drilon, ito yung humarang.
Siya ang Senate President.
Siya yung Senate President. Sabi niya, I will not receive that impeachment. He told us. Sabi niya, sige, subukan yung hindi ko tanggapin yung impeachment ni Davide. Kasi, under the gun siya ni Macapagal Arroyo at the time. So, tingnan mo ngayon, daldal siya tungkol sa impeachment, but during his time, when Gloria was president and he was the Senate President,
he frustrated
our impeachment against Hilario Davide, who was found to have been doing graft and corruption at the time. So, na-frustrate yung impeachment case namin. And you can ask that Gibo Teodoro, you can ask that Chis Escudero. Kasama namin yan. Pumirma yan sila lahat. So, ang sinasabi ko lang, napaka-hypocrite nitong Drilon na ito. pagka kalaban ang ini-impeach tulad ni Sara kasi kalaban ng liberal, nagdadaldal-daldal siya. Pero nung si Davide, kakampi ni Macapagal Arroyo, dahil yun ang nagano kay Macapagal Arroyo na maging presidente, haharangan ni Frank Drilon. Kaya nga, I'm just saying this because I don't forget things that happened in the past.
Pero posible ba yun, Secretary? Kung dinala nyo doon, pwede ba niya talagang i-refuse na i-receive yun?
At the time, we were not forceful enough because hindi namin kakampi ang Speaker of the House. Si De Venecia, tao ni Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. Kaya naalala ko lang na ito, pa-interview siya dito kay Karen, pa-interview siya sa ibang radio station, TV network, and talking about something that is still debatable, and talking as if he is with gospel truth about na it will cross over. Di ba naman pinag-aralan pa yan, Drilon? Masyado kang nagdadaldal. Tingnan mo itong nagpa-practice na abogado. Ito si Romy Macalintal. He's a practicing lawyer. You're not a practicing lawyer, Drilon. Kinalawang na yung utak mo, magbibigay ka pa ng opinion. Look at this real opinion of a practicing lawyer and renowned election lawyer and a real practicing lawyer. Ito. Anong sinasabi niya tungkol dyan sa impeachment na hindi magko-crossover? Ito.
Doon sa impeachment ni Sara. Well, kapag ang impeachment case ni Sara Duterte ay sinimulang dinggin sa June 2, katulad na sinasabi ni Senator Chis Escudero, ay patay na ang nasabing impeachment case na yan kasi wala ng panahon ang present Senate na ito ay matapos hanggang June 30. Kasi maliwanag sa Rule 44 ng Senate Rules mismo na kapag ang Kongreso ay nag-terminate o natapos ang kanilang Congress sa panahong ito, hindi na po pwedeng i-take up yung previous matters and proceedings. Ibig sabihin, yung nakabimbin ng mga kaso, mga nakabimbin ng mga bagay na dapat na tinitake up ng present Senate, hindi na pwedeng buhayin doon sa bagong Senate. Maliban na lamang kung yung bagong Senate ay bubuhayin nila muli ito. Pero kung ito'y bubuhayin nila, ikukonsider yan na as if they were presented for the first time. Na sa kasong ito ng impeachment ni Ms. Sara Duterte, kung ito ay tatanggapin ng new Senate, mangyayari niya na parang bagong impeachment case ito na ipinapile sa bagong Senado. Na siyempre, nasasabihin naman ni Ms. Sara, hindi na po pwede yan. Sapagkat kung may bagong impeachment case, sakop ito ng tinatawag na pagbabawal sa ating saligang batas na hindi pwedeng magkaroon ng dalawang impeachment case sa loob ng isang taon. Nang ibig sabihin, sa loob ng isang taon, isang impeachment case lamang ang pwedeng isampa sa isang impeachable official.
So, ang mangyayari, dapat yung same impeachment lang, pero matatransfer sa new Senate? Ganun.
Yes.
Para hindi mangyaring dalawa.
No, kahit na yung same impeachment case ang ibibigay sa bagong Senate, iyon ay ituturing na bagong kaso. Hindi ito ituturing na lumang kaso, kundi ituturing itong bagong kaso as if they were presented for the first time. Kaya ang mangyayari niyan, sa loob ng isang taon, parang lumalabas na dalawang impeachment case ang isinasampa laban kay Ms. Sara Duterte na ipinagbabawal ng ating saligang batas.
So, ang punto de vista doon, wala doon sa continuing nature ng Senado ang argumento, kundi nandun sa constitutional prohibition na kailangan kung yan i-take up ay bago nyo i-file.
Kasi lahat ng mga ginagawa, mga pending activities, pending bills, pending resolutions that were taken up in the 19th Congress will all be no longer undertaken because that is the mandate of the Constitution. And that is also the mandate of Section 44 of the Senate Rules. Now, tama naman sasabihin mo that the Senate still has the power to continue its power to impeach. But the subject matter
Correct.
of the impeachment is something new already. Dapat mag-refile sila because yung impeachment case that was filed during the 19th Congress together with the bills that has ended already. Now, if you want the 20th Congress members like the Senate to tackle an impeachment complaint, then there will be a new impeachment complaint that will be tackled by them.
Pero kailangan i-file 1 year after.
No, okay, yun dapat. Pero, ang complication dyan is that not related to the powers of the impeachment court is a jurisdictional issue ng House of Representatives, which was the ruling of the Francisco case, wherein the Supreme Court has made it sure that there are rules of procedure in order to avoid harassment of the President and other impeachable offense. The Supreme Court in the Francisco ruling says that there can only be one impeachment complaint that can be accepted within a period of 1 year.
Yun.
So, it is reconcilable. Kasi itong ruling ng Supreme Court na isang impeachment lang, wala namang nothing to do with the powers of the Senate to rule on impeachment. It has nothing except that a new impeachment case, the old impeachment which was filed with the 19th Congress, has died naturally. Kasi under the Constitution, all activities, all pending businesses have died upon the sine die.
In fact, the old Congress has died.
No.
It has the reconstitution.
There is the new Congress, but it doesn't mean that it cannot continue its power to impeach. I mean, to remove an impeachable officer. But it will tackle an impeachment case that is filed within the 20th Congress. But it so happened that independently of the powers of both houses, the Supreme Court has ruled that isa lang dapat, and may na-file na isa, hindi na pwedeng mag-file pa ng pangalawa. So, alam mo, Drilon, dapat pakinggan mo si Makalintal. Ito yung fresh na fresh ang utak because of his practice of law. Ikaw, wala ka naman practice Ikaw nang membro ka ng ACRA, pero wala ka naman practice. Huwag ka na magdaldal-daldal pa dyan. At, tulad nitong isang traidor na gustong bumawi at gustong magsabi ng totoo. Ito, pakinggan natin. Na siya ay naniniwala and has argued in the same way as the argument of Mr. Romy Makalintal. Ito, pakinggan natin itong si Senator Tolentino na dahil sa pagtraidor niya kay Duterte, nabasura siya sa kanyang pagtakbo. Alam mo mga kababayan, kung hindi ito nagtraidor at true and true has defended Duterte, has joined the rallies of Duterte, he could have even surpassed probably Bato. He could even be number 2. He could even be number 4. Pero ngayon number 16, number 17. Pero he wants to vindicate himself. Pakinggan natin at okay naman, pakinggan natin yung sinasabi ni Tolentino na katotohanan. Ito, pakinggan natin kung anong tingin niya as far as the impeachment complaint will no longer be acceptable in the 20th Congress. O ito, pakinggan natin si Tolentino.
To deliver a short manifestation. Mr. President,
Before that, Chair would like to acknowledge the presence of the aforementioned guests. Welcome to your Senate. What is the pleasure of the Majority Floor Leader?
yes, Mr. President, this is just a short manifestation.
You may
Mr.
proceed,
President.
sir.
I respectfully deliver this manifestation to address a pressing constitutional concern. Mr. President, the Senate received the articles of impeachment against Vice President Sara Duterte 117 days ago. Yet the trial required by Article 11, Section 3(4) of the Constitution to proceed forthwith will begin only on June 11, dangerously close to the end of the 19th Congress. This delay compromises due process and undermines our role as an impeachment court. Under the 1987 Constitution, the Senate of each Congress acts separately and independently of the Senate of the Congress before it. Only 12 senators remain after each election, insufficient to form a quorum. Thus, unlike the U.S. Senate or the Philippine Senate under the 1935 Constitution, we cannot carry unfinished proceedings into the next Congress. Allowing the 20th Congress to take over this trial would be ultra vires or beyond our constitutional power. Jurisdiction over impeachment is exclusive to the Congress that receives the complaint. Supreme Court rulings in Neri versus Senate and Balag versus Senate and our own Senate rules, Rule 44, Section 123, confirm that all legislative and investigatory matters terminate with the expiration of a Congress. This principle is affirmed internationally. Jefferson's Manual provides that unfinished business do not carry over into a new Congress. If we cannot conclude the trial before June 30, 2025, we must recognize this impeachment case is functionally dismissed by constitutional operation and no action can be taken by the 20th Congress on the matter for lack of constitutional authority. Mr. President, kahit anong pilit, hindi maitatawid, lalo na't kung lalabag sa saligang batas. Let this manifestation be entered into the official records and journal of this chamber. I will likewise submit a version of this manifestation complete with footnotes for proper documentation. I speak in defense of constitutional order, procedural fairness, and the institutional dignity of the Senate.
At least, even if he was punished for his betrayal to now...
by the people, punished by the people.
Punished by the people for his betrayal of the man who is always loved by the people, President Rodrigo Duterte. But, well, he wants to vindicate himself by submitting the truth about the impeachment. So ito po yung sinasabi ni Tolentino, talagang valedictory statement yan because pinag-aralan niya yung mga cases. Titingnan niya yung kaibahan ng US Congress at saka ang Pilipinas. So, nagiging punctious officio. It's the end of the functions of the 19th Congress. Hindi pwedeng makatawid dahil yung impeachment, according to Tolentino, ay nanggaling sa 19th Congress. But the powers of the Senate will always be there. The 19th Congress has its power to rule on impeachment, the 20th Congress. But what is the subject matter of the impeachment? It should be the 20th Congress impeachment. But since there is a mandate of the Constitution as shown in the jurisprudence, that there can only be one impeachment case within a period of 1 year, pwede naman sa susunod na taon, sa 2026, pwede naman mag-file itong mga congressman, mga congressman na yan. Ha? Ako, I've been in Congress, pero hindi kami congressman.
Meron pang mga iba nagko-komento, ha?
Pero
sumasawsaw.
Pero yung sumasawsaw, yung talunan doon sa Marikina, rejected by the people, all he has in himself is the vengeance dahil feeling niya, binawian siya ng partido ng mga Duterte. Ito, gustong humirit pa. Parang Coco Pimentel, wag ka lang humirit. Ilang araw na lang, hihirit ka pa. Wala ka naman ring mapapala dahil you'll end up your term on the 30th of June na wala ka na namang magagawa doon sa 20th. Ha?
The longest sitting senator in our history.
Because he cheated. He cheated hindi na dapat siya pwedeng tumakbo, pero pinilit niya using his influence and power to have himself re-elected. Ngayon, siguro nagalit yung mga tao ng Marikina, binasura siya kalaban sa former mayor. At ngayon, gusto na naman pumapel dito sa Senado. Anong pinagsasabi nito? Itong Coco Pimentel na ito. Pakinggan natin kung anong sinasabi.
For giving me your permission to make this manifestation on the topic touched earlier by our majority leader, Mr. President. This is the issue of whether the impeachment complaint transmitted by the House of Representatives to this Senate last February 5, 2025 can cross over to the Senate of the 20th Congress. Well, Mr. President and my dear colleagues, doubts have been publicly expressed by certain personalities whether the trial of the impeachment complaint against the Vice President can continue or cross over into the 20th Congress. I wish to share and put on the record some of my thoughts on this particular issue. Article 11, Section 3, Paragraph 6 of the Philippine Constitution provides that, and I quote, "The Senate shall have the sole power to try and decide all cases of impeachment." Hence, this provision makes the Senate not just an impeachment court, but the impeachment court.
Tama ka na nga, Pimentel. Alam na ng taong bayan yan na ang poder ng Senado to establish itself as an impeachment court and rule on the whether the impeachable officer is guilty or not, nandyan na yan.
Sui generis nga.
Sui generis na nga yan. 19th Congress has that power, the 20th Congress has that power. Pero you should have listened to Makalintal. The subject matter of that power invested in the Constitution or invested in the Senate by the Constitution, it talks about a separate impeachment. It has the power, but it is curtailed by the Supreme Court ruling on the Francisco. So, the impeachment filed by the House on the 19th Congress, nandyan yan. Bakit hindi nyo binilisan at nirule ninyo? Ikaw din daldal ng daldal ka against kay Escudero hindi ka nag-file ng injunction kay Escudero you should have filed an injunction or questioned Escudero's ruling kasi nagmamadali ka para matapos nyo sa 19th Congress. Wala So, wag ka nang daldal ng daldal. Gusto mo lang pumapel tapos ka na, pare. Binigyan ka na nga ng daya sa COMELEC na sumobra ka pa sa term mo gusto mo pang pumapel, huwag ka nang pumapel. Mayroon pa rin isang babae na ambisyosa, gusto maging presidente, gusto niya matanggal si Sara. Talaga kaya galit na galit, gusto talagang ididikdik ang impeachment. Ito yung kidnapper of minor. Alleged kidnapper of minor na hanggang ngayon ay nakabinbin pa yung kaso sa ombudsman. Ako pong nag-file ng kaso na yan. Ito, pakinggan muna natin itong kuneho na ito.
While I have the floor, if I may be allowed, I wish to respond briefly to the manifestation made by the majority floor leader. If I may. Salamat, Abi, Mr. President. Mr. President, the 1987 Constitution demands that the Senate continue with the impeachment proceedings already initiated without further delay. The rulings of the Supreme Court make it clear that first, impeachment is a non-legislative function of the Senate. This is Chavez versus Judicial and Bar Council, GR number 202242, 16th April 2013. And second, that non-legislative functions of the Senate are not affected by the shift from 19th to 20th Congress. This is the case of Pimentel Jr. versus Joint Committee of Congress, GR number 163783, 22 June 2004. It is true that the 19th Congress cannot bind the 20th Congress and all unfinished business will be terminated. But this is only true for any work done by us in the exercise of our legislative functions. Napakahalagang mandato po ng saligang batas ito, klaro at walang kalabuan. Once we receive the articles of impeachment, trial by the Senate shall forthwith proceed.
Tama ka na nga, hindi ka naman abogado, unang-una, kikipag-argue ka pa Minamadali mo yung impeachment, gusto mo magtuloy, pero with due respect, Madam Hontiveros, bakit hindi mo minamadali para ma-vindicate ka doon sa kaso mo na sinampa ko na kidnapping of minor? Bakit hindi mo kinakalampag ang ombudsman na mag-ruling na doon sa kaso at saka yung anti-wiretapping na pinail namin ni Bit Aguirre against you? Marami ka rin kaso Bakit hindi mo minamadali para ma-vindicate ka rin? Para hindi masabi na may criminal instinct ka, Miss Hontiveros. Sala ka sa init, sala ka sa lamig. Anong masasabi mo dito, pare, sa Hontiveros na ito?
Baka yan umabot na ron sa edad.
Umabot na sa edad?
Oo.
Hindi, alam mo, isa lang ang masasabi ko dito. Itong ginagawa niya ngayon, she has a vested interest. As if, mayroon naman talagang tsansa. Gusto niyang matanggal si Sara kasi kung ma-acquit si Sara dyan sa impeachment, Sara will be a show-in in the 2028 presidential. And this woman gustong technicalin si Sara para magkaroon siya ng chance against Martin Romualdez or against Tulfo. Wala naman silang chance kung si Sara andyan. Kaya gusto niyang pareho ni Martin Romualdez, they want to eliminate Sara para wala silang kalaban na matindi sa 2028. Walang ibang pakay ito si Hontiveros kundi vested interest. Pero with due respect, hindi naman ikaw ang choice ng mga liberal party. You are way below their choices. Number one choice pa rin nila si Leni Robredo. For all you know, Bam Aquino will be a better choice kasi mayroong ano eh.
Pinakamabango ngayon.
Mayroong, ano bang tawag niyan? Yung apelyido na, mayroong pedigree. Ikaw, anong pedigree mo?
Tsaka name recall.
No, Aquino yun eh. Kamukha pa ni Ninoy Aquino. Ikaw, latak ka lang sa Liberal Party. So, ang top choice ng Liberal Party to become their next presidential candidate will be, of course, Leni Robredo, number 1, dahil malinis. Walang sinasabi, hindi pumapapel tulad mo. Bam Aquino, number 2, ikaw, nag-number 2 ka ba? Kulilat, pasang-awa ka lang kay Noynoy Aquino eh. Kaya nga, na-impeach yun si Andres Bautista dahil pinanalo ka eh. So, huwag ka masyadong magiging ambisyosa. Hayaan mo na ma-acquit si Sara. Pwede ka namang lumaban kay Sara. Huwag mong i-technical si Sara para ikaw makaasa na magiging kandidato ka. But you're way below the choices of the Pinklawan and the Dilawan. Malayo ka, ma'am. Kaya huwag ka nang mag-ambisyon. Okay? So, yun po ang nakikita natin, mga kababayan. Na ang impeachment, in fact, maraming nag-survey, may survey result, sinasabi nila na marami daw nagsasabi, pero alam mo, duda ako dyan sa result na yan. Yung SWS, unlike sa Pulse Asia, sarili nilang talagang pinaghirapan nila yung sarili nilang survey. Pero itong SWS, commission ni Stratbase. Ay, pare, kilala mo yung si Stratbase, yung Maanghit. Kilala natin yung si Maanghit, bata ng mga Kano yan eh.
Si Dindo Anghit.
Si Dindo Anghit. Anghit na yan dati pa eh.
Kumuha sila ngayon ng bagong senior fellow. Amerikano lang talaga. Hindi na itinago.
Hindi na tinago.
Ang pangalan, Raymond Powell. Dating Air Force Colonel na nagsilbi sa US Naval Institute.
Alam mo, ano namang purpose ni Anghit, yung sa Stratcom, si Anghit, na magbayad ng SWS na mag-survey. And with the purpose na papalabasin nila na marami daw tao na gustong i-trial si Sara. Pero akala nila matitinag si Sara. Sinabi Sara, okay, tuloy natin yung impeachment. I'm ready.
Doon ako...
Bring it on! Mr. Anghit.
That struck a bad bell inside me na para bang umiiwas si Sara sa impeachment. Hindi umiiwas. Gusto pa nga. Kaya nga bloodbath nga eh.
Kasi wala naman kayong ebidensya eh. Mga pulpul pa yung mga abogado. Walang practice. Mga politiko. Mayroon pang isang abogada dyan na excited na maging prosecutor. Bakit maging prosecutor yan? Hindi pa nga niya na-solve yung kanyang criminal case which lifted yung kanyang acquittal. Daldal pa rin ng daldal. These are the kind of people, mga kababayan, na gusto talagang i-eliminate si Sara because the inevitability is that Sara will be the next president. Either earlier or on the day of the 2028 election. Yun po ang talagang true-to-life story of our country today. And with that, magandang hapon po, mga kababayan.
Huwag kalimutan mag-subscribe dito sa Paras kay Paras at i-click ang notification bell. Maraming salamat.
Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat.